Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Together in a room, all three of us are the Office Blokes, aren't we?
Yes, indeed.
It's not wrong.
It isn't wrong.
No.
Some might say it's true. Yeah.
You can do like 0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds, right?
In my car or just...
I know I can do something in 1.6 seconds.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it's a gift, not a curse. Not wasting my day.
You can do 0 to 10 cc in
1.6, that long.
Anyway, this got sent to me by Frank, who has been a sort of friend and supporter of the channel for a long time.
Yeah, good guy, Frank.
He didn't send me the video, but he sent me the car, an article about the car.
Yeah.
So the new Dodge Challenger Demon that does 0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds.
That's absolutely crazy.
But it's the last ever...
Where are you getting Challenger from? Is it Charger or Challenger?
I think it is.
Could be. I don't know. I'm not really well up on Dodge cars.
I'm not either.
But it doesn't say Challenger on there. That's why I'm wondering.
It's Challenger Demon.
Yeah,
it's in the article that I heard about it. And it's the last ever fossil fuel based Dodge
Yeah.
For the time being.
supercar that's going to be made.
For the time being, would you class it as a supercar?
Not supercar, sorry, muscle car.
Muscle car.
Yeah.
Well, all governments in Western sort of democracies are banning the manufacture of new petrol and diesel cars, aren't they?
Well, I was in the car dealership yesterday or the day before, and one of the head guys there said, "Electric ain't the way to go, mate."
I don't think it is.
That's not going to happen. So I went, "Oh, okay."
Apparently,
And he's one of the main dealers of one of the brands over here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Well, fair enough."
Apparently, there's not enough lithium on the planet to make enough batteries for everyone to drive an electric car.
Now, the infrastructure, I mean, certainly it's all right for maybe the US and UK and, places like that to have like the infrastructure for, electric recharging, but some places it just ain't going to happen. Some places,
Australia,
even
with the vast distances you have to travel.
I mean, even over here, when you've got like terrace streets still and high-rise flats and stuff like that, I mean, where you can put the infrastructure for recharging all the time at home?
You see a lot of recharging ones in terrace houses where the cable's just running out someone's window across the fucking road.
Yeah. Although,
what are you doing?
I mean, to be fair, you don't refuel at home with petrol, do you? But I think one of the things is about recharging with electric. You can do it at home, but
Yeah.
It takes ages, that's why.
it needs to be a lot quicker, doesn't it? That's
When I fill up with petrol, it's 5 minutes max.
Yeah.
When I'm filling up my mate fills up with his electric, it takes him ages,
Yeah.
like an hour. And that's if there's no one in there.
I mean, it's probably a problem that they will get round eventually, won't they? They seem to be able to...
The only way to do it really is to be able to swap batteries rather than recharge them. But have you seen the size of the batteries in electric cars? You need a forklift to take it out and then slide another one in.
At the moment,
It's not for me.
No, it's not for me
Yeah.
either. The cars look great. Apparently the Teslas, like the Model S, top of the line ones, are rapid.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be spaceships.
All electric cars are really fast.
Yeah, no gears, is there? It's just go.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at this anyway. The new 125 horsepower Dodge Demon.
Wow.
0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds.
I can say that fast.
It's hard, isn't it?
Dodge has just built the quickest accelerating production car ever. But that's not the only amazing car that's just been revealed. Ferrari, BMW, Lamborghini, Kia, Ford and Volkswagen have all announced exciting new cars this last week. There are V8 convertibles, futuristic SUVs.
You remember when cars had to go a certain way to keep pedestrians safe?
yeah.
All of these SUVs and stuff. Look at the front bumper, the bonnet. That's just going to flatten people.
Yeah, but they're not made
concepts,
of... Yeah, they're not made of steel or anything these days, though, are they? No. It's all like plastics and...
You'd rather it not crumple around you, though.
No, yeah.
Electric cars and even a V12 powered hybrid suit.
Technically, something like that one is probably better for you because it probably distributes the impact more rather than just sort of like one thin bumper like that.
But if it's lower and aerodynamic, you can roll over the car rather than just being an impact.
Are you talking about pedestrian impact or
pedestrian impact?
You're talking about driver impact, aren't you?
No, some pedestrian really. Right. Yeah.
Just don't fucking get it by a car. It's not hard.
Depends how big you are. Stick to the pavement.
Stick to the pavement, yeah. Don't be a knobhead.
And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about these new models. Because I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching Car Wow. Buy, sell,
Car Wow.
The standard Dodge Demon is an absolute beast of a car, but now there's a new 170 model that's just become one of the most powerful and quickest accelerating production cars ever made. It comes with an upgraded supercharger and loads of new engine components, so it now produces 1,025 horsepower and more than 1,280 newton meters of torque. In fact, the camshaft is the only significant piece of the 6.2 litre V8 that Dodge hasn't modified. The SRT Demon 170 also comes with lighter body panels, a stronger drive shaft and a beefier differential to help deal with all this power. And you also get special drag radial tyres and modified rear suspension to help it launch as quickly as possible. So how quick is it? Well, Dodge timed it on a drag strip and it did 0 to 60 miles an hour in an astonishing 1.66 seconds. That's quicker than a Tesla Model S Plaid or even a Rimac Nevera can accelerate. It launches so hard that it pulls more than 2G when it accelerates. That's the sort of performance you get from a McMurtry Spearling. And
what's a Rimac Nevera or whatever he said?
Not heard of that one.
Sounds like a Razor.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I think there's only like one in the world, and it's
Right.
It's I think it's more than one, but you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's a very rare car. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, but I don't think you can buy them.
A bit like a concept car sort of thing, is it?
No,
Maybe,
I think like a race car.
They do
as opposed
make
to a road car.
there are hypercars, aren't there, where they make 10 of them or 20 of them,
Yeah.
and it's like you're never going to get anywhere near it.
That's one of the biggest things stopping these cars going that fast on acceleration is basically the tyres and the grip, isn't it?
And the traffic.
The pedestrians.
Pedestrians.
Move!
And that's the quickest car I've ever driven. The Dodge isn't quite as quick as that car over a whole drag strip, but it still does a quarter mile in 8.91 seconds. That's about 0.7 seconds quicker than a Ferrari SF90 or a Bugatti Chiron can do. You probably think this new Dodge car will cost hundreds of thousands of pounds like other real supercars. Well, no. Dodge has confirmed it costs the equivalent of about £80,000. So you could buy 17 of these cars for the price of one Rimac Nevera. Ferrari has just revealed this, the Roma Spider. It's a convertible soft-top version of the standard Roma Coupe. It's actually the first front-engine car with a soft top that Ferrari has made since 1969. But was it worth the wait? Well, it looks great, especially with the roof down. Speaking of which, Ferrari says you can raise and lower the roof in 13.5 seconds, and you can do it while you're driving at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. And you'll want to lower it anytime you can, just to listen to that twin-turbo 3.9 litre V8 engine. It's exactly the same engine you get in the Roma Coupe, so it has 620 horsepower and 760 newton meters of torque. This means it'll blast a Spider from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.4 seconds.
I think that's it for the Dodge. I think we're just getting car news after this, but I'm happy to carry on with it.
Yeah, same. I do like the Roma. Quite eye-catching. I know what you're saying about the Jag F-Type.
F-Type, sorry, yeah.
I think all convertibles, they only look good with the roof down as well. I think there's not many I can think of that look good or better.
There's one they did years
ago
with
the roof on.
One they did years ago on Top Gear called the Spiker C8.
Oh yeah.
And with the top down, it was Dutch at the time, and it was like a smoking jacket. The interior was beautiful. With the top on, it looks bizarre. It looks futuristic.
Yeah.
But that's one of those cars where I think there's about 100 of them. I occasionally go on Auto Trader and look at them.
And it'll keep going until you hit 199 miles an hour. Why the heck couldn't they just get 1 mile an hour more out of the car? Then it would do 200 miles an hour. Seems like a missed opportunity. Anyway, these stats are the same as the regular coupe, which is pretty impressive because the new Spider weighs 84 kilograms more than that car. After all, you can't make a folding roof mechanism out of helium, can you? So it's bound to add a few extra kilos here and there, especially as a convertible requires some extra chassis bracing to make up for the structural rigidity lost by cutting off a car's roof. Anyway, there's another important area where you can bet the Spider will differ from the coupe, and that's the price. Ferrari hasn't said how much the new convertible would cost, but you can bet it'll set you back more than the standard hardtop, and that costs from £170,000 before options, and obviously you'll have to fit some options. But what do you think? Is this the best looking convertible on sale, or would you rather have something like a Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet? Let me know in the comments.
It is nice.
At the other end of the spectrum, Volkswagen has just...
I think it's much nicer. I'm not sure about the colour, but...
I was going to say that, yeah.
I like
a bit
that colour.
different. Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
If you can get that Dodge Challenger for 80 grand, and you're spending... I don't know what that Ferrari is, but I know nowadays... Was that 170?
That's a hard top, yeah.
But they're getting, like, a lot of supercars are getting upwards of, like, 300,000-400,000 quid, aren't
but you
they?
don't buy a brand new. you wait to get the demos on the get an X demo or something.
Yeah.
A 170 car over here now would cost you an X demo. Cost you about 108 to
Really?
112.
Get a big knockdown, wouldn't you?
Do you think?
Knockdown.
Do you think you'll have that option with the Dodge, or do you think they'll just get bought up and people will hold on to them for a bit?
Yeah, I think it'd be a collector's car. Yeah,
Especially if it's the last one.
I'm not sure they'd be available over here.
There'd probably be quite a lot more made, though, I'd guess, than some of the other supercars.
Yeah, they'd probably do the new Dodge, and then they'll probably put over here, they'll probably put like a 1.6 litre engine in it.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
It's revealed a brand new car called the ID.2 All. That's supposed to cost less than £22,000. That's about £17,000 less than the cheapest ID3 you can buy in the UK right now. That car costs almost £40,000. This new ID2 concept uses a version of the same MEB chassis as the ID3, but it has a new electric motor with 226 horsepower. That's 22 horsepower more than you get in the top spec Pro versions of the ID3. So it should be pretty nippy. Volkswagen also said the ID2 will have around 280 miles of range, which is slightly more than an entry-level ID3. The ID2's design is also supposed to show what future Volkswagen cars will look like, although I reckon it actually looks very similar to an older Golf or a Polo, which is
exactly
not very futuristic now, is it? Anyhow, at least the interior looks bang up to date. It's definitely given me
Nice.
That's less than
not very futuristic
20
now, is it?
grand.
Anyhow.
That's a nice interior for less than 20 grand, isn't
Did
it?
he say less than 20 grand?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, they do have nice interiors.
Yeah, nice.
Because Aidan was looking at the new Polo, and the interior on it was mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of similar, not too dissimilar to that.
Yeah, always well put together, aren't they? The old German cars. They're always really nice interiors.
Doesn't take much, does it? Just a little LED strips behind a panel and just a bit of ambient lighting, and instantly looks nicer, doesn't it?
The mayor turned up yesterday, didn't he, in his new car? You see, in a new car he's
did,
got,
yeah.
right? And he was telling me, he's got like all these like singing, he's got massaging seats in it, and he's got this, and I went, mate, my fucking radio doesn't even work properly. I've got a heated rear window, that's it.
What would your Alpha?
Yeah. He's boasting
Was
about
that
it.
his
I'm like,
new one?
Yeah. It's a proper one, isn't it? That?
Yeah.
That car's basically a driving massage parlour,
Isn't it? Yeah. And it looks like one as well. It's massive. It's like a boat.
Yeah. At least the interior looks bang up to date. It's definitely given me Tesla Model 3 vibes with that massive landscape touchscreen. When you consider the stats, it's a bit insane to think that VW is able to do the ID2 for £22,000.
22.
But do you know what? They're actually claiming there's going to be an even cheaper EV that'll cost even less than the ID2. No prizes for guessing what it will be called? Yes, it's going to definitely be the ID1, isn't it? And this is set to arrive sometime after 2025, and it could cost as little as £17,000. Though I'll believe it when I see it. At the other end of the spectrum, Lamborghini is working on a replacement for the iconic Aventador, and it's codenamed the LB744. I've already seen photos of prototypes being tested, so I know it'll look very similar to this exclusive render. But Lamborghini has just confirmed plenty of official details about this new car, and the best bit relates to the engine. This next generation supercar will get a naturally aspirated 6.5 litre V12 with 825 horsepower. Oh yes, there is no downsizing here. It'll also come with a new hybrid system, but this isn't designed to boost efficiency like in most hybrids. It's all about performance. As a result, there are two motors driving the front wheels, and there's another motor at the back to help the engine drive the rear wheels. Now this setup is very similar to that used in the four-wheel drive Ferrari SF90, and it means the new Lambo has more power than any other car Lamborghini has ever built. It cranks out a combined 1,015 horsepower, which is almost 200 horsepower more than you got in the Siam or the new Countach. The new car also has a dual clutch automatic gearbox instead of the old-fashioned robotised manual like in the old Aventador. So it should launch even better than that car too. Here's an Aventador launching just for good measure. Whoa, the gear changes hard! Brutal, isn't it? Anyhow, Lambo's new flagship also has a chassis made out of carbon fibre and less aluminium than the old Aventador. This helps make it lighter, stiffer, and also safer in a crash. Lamborghini is expected to show off the whole car very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications by hitting the bell icon. That way you won't miss when I upload that video about the all-new Aventador replacement. Ford has just revealed an all-new electric SUV called the Explorer. You can all
that is straight out of
new Aventador replacement. Ford has just
remember movies in the 80s that were depicting the future.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what cars look like, isn't it?
Yeah. I just can't get excited.
It's so dull, isn't it?
I saw the new Range Rover yesterday. The new Range Rover Sport. Have you seen it?
No.
It's kind of like that.
Really?
Kind of looks a little bit rounded.
Bit more rounded.
Yeah. And I'm
Right.
like,
Not sure.
yeah, I'm just like...
It is strange though. Sometimes when you see new models, you think not so sure because you
Gotta
get so
grow-
used
yeah,
to
to the older
you get so
model,
used to
yeah,
the
I know what
older,
you
don't you?
mean.
But then
Yeah.
when you see more about, you
Yeah.
tend to sort of think, actually.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
when
know
they-
what you mean now.
When they get it right, 2 years later, you're going, that is it. And then the old model looks like a dinosaur.
No, but
doesn't
you know,
it?
I was looking at the SVR and they've got like on the SVR they have like a cool little badge on the back sort of thing, and it's like again it's like black and silver with a bit of red on it. And it looks pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one's just got like a white badge. It looks dead cheap.
Yeah.
Looks like someone's just stuck it on.
Yeah.
As the last thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was looking at lunchtime at a BMW. I want to say it's called an XI, is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like it looks about the size of an X3, but possibly electric.
Yeah, I think one of my neighbours has got one of those. I think.
It's
I'm getting
Are they sort
mixed up then,
of
what's
like
I'm
navy
thinking
blue
of.
and silver? I think most of them are, aren't they?
I can't remember what. I think this was like a maroon
that's what it
sort
is
of
anyway.
colour. But
It's not an X1, is it?
No, it looked like an I. It looked like XI. I know there is a X1s.
Wasn't
X3,
G over here, was
X5. But the front of it just looked crazy. It was these kind of jagged angles and a badge in the middle and stuff. It looked like a big dirty front grille that had glass over it.
Yeah.
I couldn't make sense
They've
of
got
it.
that new grille on the BMWs now, haven't they? I've seen the 7 Series one with with the new grille on it. It looks proper. It's got defo limousine sort of like appeal about it.
Yeah.
I think like they're a bit of a shocker when you see them the first time, and then a couple of weeks later, it's like that's
Yeah.
cool looking.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was XI. I'll have to Google it in a bit.
Revealed an all-new electric SUV called the Explorer. You can already buy a full-sized Explorer in the USA, although that car comes with a regular petrol engine. This brand new Explorer is completely different. It's actually based on the same MEB platform as the Volkswagen ID.4. Huh? What? So Ford has got into bed with Volkswagen? Who knew? Anyhow, this new Ford looks boxier than that car though, especially from the side, and I reckon the front end is a lot more eye-catching. It looks more interesting than the ID.4 on the inside too. Just check out the massive 15-inch portrait infotainment screen. It's huge! Ford hasn't confirmed many details about the performance of this new Explorer, but it has said you'll be able to get it with a single motor or dual motors. These will come with rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive respectively, just like the Volkswagen ID.4. Entry-level versions of the new Ford Explorer are expected to get around 150 horsepower, while top specification cars could have 300 horsepower, just like the Volkswagen ID.4 GTX. I still can't get over the fact that Volkswagen and Ford are working together to produce a car. Well, not working together. Ford's basically bought some bits off Volkswagen, haven't they? BMW has just confirmed that it'll launch an all-new 5 Series in October 2023, and you'll be able to get it as a fully electric i5 for the first time ever. This will also come as an i5 Touring Estate, and it's set to arrive in spring 2024. BMW has also confirmed that the new i5 will spawn an M Performance model. This isn't going to be a full-fat M car, it'll be an M light car, a bit like the i4 M50, but BMW is also working on a proper M5 version of this new generation of 5 Series. This is expected to get the hybrid system from the XM. This means it could have around 650 horsepower as standard or up to 750 horsepower in top specification, competition or CS versions. There's also the chance that you'll be able to get this new M5
Not sure about the
as a
paintwork.
touring.
No.
After all, BMW has just released an estate version for the M3 for the very first time. Now, if you want to check out more about that particular car and see how quick it is from 0 to 60 miles an hour, click on the pop-out banner that should be appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now, or follow the link in the description below to watch my in-depth video review. This futuristic looking thing.
Problem with that, you've got to explain to people, oh, is that the new, what was it, i5M?
Yeah.
i5.
And it's like, it's the i5M light, when you've got to add in that light at the end, and it's like, oh, it's not the proper M, is it? No, it's the...
Buying the M, buying the M for the noise it makes as well, and the sounds and the handling that comes with it and the high speed. And I mean, I'm sure they've got the high speed and all that sort of like down the handling sort of things. It's BMW, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't have a trouser party with them. No.
Yeah, if you've
just
got an M
can't.
Sport, you need the full package,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. There's just so many different models and variations these days, isn't there? I mean, it's getting more and more and more in it all the time, especially with electric now. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah, if you just take the models alone with BMW, there's at least 30.
Oh,
I'm
it
sure
must
there's
be.
at least
Must be.
30,
Yeah,
but then there's that many
loads.
different
Yeah.
engines that go into all of them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Is the Kia EV9. It's the most
Looks just
upmarket
like the
Kia
Ford.
I have ever seen, and I reckon
isn't it?
it could be one of the coolest electric cars coming this year. Don't worry, it isn't just an electric version of the Kia Sorento. It's a brand new, pure electric car that's actually based on the same chassis as the Kia EV6. It looks completely different from that car though. It's a similar size to a Tesla Model X, but it looks like a proper 4x4, not a giant egg on wheels. Anyhow, the flat roof and the blackened out windscreen pillars look like they've come from a Land Rover Defender, but the angular creases and boxy wheel arches remind me of the Lamborghini Urus. Lambo vibes on a Kia? Who saw that coming? Okay, so that's where the Urus similarities end. But you can't complain about the rest of the EV9's design. There's no stupid fake grille like you get on something like the BMW iX. And a zigzag date...
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was thinking that.
That is literally what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure it said XI when I looked at it though.
What did he call it in the iX?
iX, yeah.
Design.
Is that
There's
because
no
it's
stupid
electric?
fake grille like you get on something like...
You didn't see it in the mirror, did you?
Looking at someone else's wing mirror. That's it though.
Right, that's why they put it on, because it's an electric car.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right.
Because there is no grille.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Of
actually
course.
prefer putting a fake grille there though, although that looks it looks over the top.
Well, I think grills these days are a big part of the design, aren't they?
Yeah.
Of cars.
Having-
Certain grills, you know what sort of car it is, don't you?
Nothing there is just a bit boring, isn't it? You're taking a big space.
Yeah.
What's in the hood of an
some of
electric car? Is that where they store the battery?
You know what, I don't know. I wouldn't
Or it's
know.
not like an
but-
extra trunk space, is it, or anything like that?
I suppose it's still got to have a motor, hasn't it? I don't know, actually. Good point.
I've seen some of them that the
Won't be
batteries
as big, will it?
Yeah, wouldn't have thought so.
because the batteries are so heavy. I've seen some where the batteries are kind of only about that thick, but they're long.
So they go underneath the
They
car.
go underneath. The
It's off
majority
the
of
cooling
it.
systems, I guess, aren't they, to a certain extent, and heating systems and
If you needed a
wash
cooling
wipes and
system,
stuff
you'd,
like
you'd
that.
have a
You
grill.
have a grill, wouldn't you? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, don't know. Good
Let us
point.
know in the comments. We're not very well up on electric cars.
No.
Not at all, are we?
Now, I was getting the kids in the car when I did the school run yesterday, and I was in the car doing Phoebe's belt, and I can just hear, that noise of an electric car. And I was like, it was annoying me. It was like a mosquito in the ear.
Yeah.
And it was someone in a Tesla next to me just reverse parking into the space.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is so annoying. Just
I guess we're getting rid of noise pollution as well. But it's the thing over here. I don't know if they do it in other countries, but over here they have that green little tag on the plates now as well for the electric cars.
they do.
Oh, did they?
Like,
Yeah.
oh, look at me
I
saving the planet.
never noticed that.
Oh, they all have them. So when you see one with green
I've
plates
just,
on it,
I've just never noticed.
yeah.
No, right. Keep me out.
Quite
for
a few knocking around now.
Right.
You can have it as an
Badge of
option.
honour, is it?
I was going to stick one on mine. Just to piss people
We'll
off.
just paint it green. Get a bit of permanent marker on it.
I heard that they're.
That'd be funny. That.
I heard that they're planning on getting rid of all disabled spaces and just allowing green registration plates in there.
Really?
So you can. No, of course not. You imagine someone in a wheelchair going past.
They
some
always get the
smug
best
bastard in
spaces.
their
Got
electric-
Fucking vegan spaces.
They always get the best spaces and you don't have to walk anywhere.
vegan
know what I
electric
mean?
car.
They should have the ones furthest away.
Nah, the people who park closest to the shop should be the ones with leather seats. Your engine's got to be at least 3 litres. It's got to make a noise. Then you're allowed to park there.
Premium parking or pay. Make them pay bays. So anyone that goes in there has to pay like £4 to get in. And then you park in them premium bay. That's what I'd do. I'd be paying to get in the premium parking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I park right at the very back of the car park anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly. Way out the way.
Yeah.
like the BMW iX. And the zigzag daytime running lights feel like they belong on a new Polestar. I really like the brake lights too. They look like neon strips shining through stacks of futuristic machinery. Unfortunately, the Kia EV9 doesn't look quite so wild on the inside. It's actually pretty similar to the cabin you get in the EV6. But there is one very big difference between these cars. The EV9 has 3 rows of seats, and you
bus.
can get it with either 6 or 7 seats instead of 5 seats like in the EV6. The second 2 rows can recline their seats flat too, and the second row can spin around to face the passengers sitting in the very back.
Why would you?
Kia hasn't confirmed any details about the EV9's motors or batteries yet, but it'll
Depends who
probably
the
come with some
passengers
parts.
Just in case you want,
I mean-
just in case you want 4 kids fighting at the same time while you're driving, you can face them.
I'm thinking when you're on the way home from the strip club, someone's giving you a lift. One of the workers in there.
Oh, dear.
Then you need one of those privacy glass things.
From the EV6. This means the EV9 range might kick off with a 78 kilowatt hour battery. That's the same size you get in the longest range versions of the Kia EV6, and those cars come with 328 miles of claimed range. Although Kia is reportedly aiming for around 340 miles of range with its new EV9, so there's a chance it might come with an even bigger battery. But what about performance? Well, entry-level versions are expected to get a single motor and rear-wheel drive, and they'll probably have around 230 horsepower. That's the same as the entry-level EV6. Higher specification cars could get 4-wheel drive drive thanks to a pair of electric motors. And if these are shared with the EV6, they should make a combined 325 horsepower. Kia might also fit this SUV with the 585 horsepower dual motors from the EV6 GT. That will give it as much power as a Mercedes-AMG G63. How much will this new EV9 cost though? Well, don't expect to get much change from £60,000, and that's for the entry-level car. I hope you'll enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like.
I just, like you said, can't get the trouser party going on for these electrics.
No, just them designs as well. I don't like the SUVs anyway. I'm not an SUV fan.
I like them, but I think they've got to look a bit aggressive, and they all look just a bit bland and just kind of
very square in boxing, aren't they? A lot.
Yeah.
Like a school bus, that one, the last Kia one with all them seats in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, it was a bit like the new Defender, which I like the Defender, but there's just something more about it.
Yeah.
It's more of a 4x4 than an SUV like that.
Defender's got that like iconic image as well, hasn't it? Sort of thing. And they're doing them in that old. Remember the original green they used to do?
Yeah.
They're doing the Defender in that green now as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So when I went in the showroom the other day, they've got one of the old Defenders in, and it's a collector's. And I went, "What's that doing in here in the showroom?" And he went, "You get nicked if we leave outside." $100,000 it is.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
I was looking at them at one point when I dreamt the lottery numbers and was convinced that I was going to win.
Yeah.
And I'd already like picked a house, and then I was like, I'm going to get the last of the old model of Defender, but the highest spec, like Overfinch version of it that I can get. They go up to like $300,000.
That's what this is in the showroom.
Is it Overfinch?
Wow. I'm not sure if it's Overfinch, but it's fully whacked out with everything.
Yeah.
And it's the last model of the the old version sort of thing.
You send that off to one of the tuning companies that does all the bits to it as well, and they go crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I think it was a 16 plate on it.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think it was around then, 16.
Yeah. But it was in that green as well.
Nice.
So it was mint cars, but I love watching car shows, mate.
So do I.
Yeah, but interesting.
They had to sucker us in with the Dodge to get us to watch all of the electric
I know.
stuff.
Yeah.
So here's what was it? A 1,025 brake horsepower super muscle car.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next thing they're showing us a Kia EV.
Yeah.
So the clip of the Dodge was about as long as the acceleration.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now we're going to compare ID3s with EV4s and blah blah.
He's from the West Midlands, so we have to let him off a little bit.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.